Virginia Giuffre, Epstein, and Prince Andrew, Accuser, dies by suicide at 41. Cause of death and last words revealed. April 26, 2025. Content warning. The following article discusses sensitive topics such as suicide and self-harm. Reader discretion is strongly advised. The world is mourning the devastating loss of Virginia Giuffre, a woman who bravely stood up against some of the most powerful figures in the world, giving a voice to thousands of victims silenced by fear and shame. On April 26, 2025, at the age of 41, Virginia Giuffre was found dead in her home in Boynton Beach, Florida. Authorities confirmed her cause of death as suicide by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Her family, in a heartbreaking public statement, shared, "Virginia fought harder and longer than many could even imagine. Her courage changed the world, but in the end, the weight of her battles became too much to carry." Final words revealed. A handwritten letter was found beside her in her bedroom. In it, she left behind a short but powerful final message. "Please remember me for my strength, not my pain." Those simple words encapsulate the life she lived, a relentless fight against the darkness that tried to define her. The rise of a reluctant hero. Born Virginia Louise Roberts on August 9, 1983 in Sacramento, California, Giuffre's early years were marred by hardship. After a turbulent childhood, she moved to Florida with her family, hoping for a fresh start. At just 16 years old, Virginia was recruited by Ghislaine Maxwell and lured into the predatory world of Jeffrey Epstein, an experience that would forever alter her life. For years, she endured unimaginable trauma. Yet despite the threats and manipulation from some of the most powerful figures globally, she decided to speak out, knowing full well the cost of doing so. In a world that often doubted and dismissed victims, Virginia's voice cut through the silence. Her bravery helped expose the sprawling, vile network of Epstein's crimes and forced high-profile figures like Prince Andrew into the public eye. Legal battles and global impact. Virginia's 2015 defamation lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell was a turning point, bringing critical attention to the Epstein case years before his arrest. Her decision to name Prince Andrew publicly ignited a media firestorm in 2019. Despite fierce denials from the Duke of York, the pressure mounted. Prince Andrew was ultimately stripped of his military titles and royal patronages in 2022 and settled a civil lawsuit with Giuffre for an undisclosed amount, reportedly over $12 million. The settlement did not include any admission of guilt. Through it all, Virginia remained steady. She refused to be intimidated or erased, testifying before courts, sharing her story in interviews, and advocating for survivors worldwide. Virginia's efforts weren't just symbolic. They directly contributed to the cultural shift around how society views and supports survivors of sexual abuse. Movements such as Me Too found an even deeper resonance because of voices like hers. Silent struggles behind the spotlight, yet beneath the surface, Virginia was battling invisible wars. Friends and therapists have confirmed she suffered from complex PTSD, anxiety, and bouts of severe depression. The constant media attention, even when sympathetic, often reopened her wounds. Despite outward success, it was an exhausting existence, reliving her trauma day after day, with the world watching. "She carried the weight of the world on her shoulders," said a close friend. "Virginia saved so many, but she couldn't always save herself." In 2024, she published a memoir, The Price of Silence, which became a bestseller. In it, she candidly wrote, "Survival isn't glamorous. Some days it's just getting out of bed and breathing when everything inside you is begging you to give up." Family statement and funeral plans. Her husband, Robert Giuffre, and her 3 children released a statement emphasizing that Virginia's legacy will not be defined by her final act, but by the life she lived and the courage she displayed. Virginia wanted the world to know the truth, no matter how ugly it was, her husband said. She was not just a survivor. She was a fighter, a mother, and a beacon for countless people lost in the darkness. According to her wishes, Virginia's funeral will be private. Her family has asked that, instead of flowers, donations be made to charities aiding trafficking survivors, a cause that remained close to her heart until her last breath. An outpouring of tributes Social media has been flooded with tributes under the hashtag #RememberVirginia. Prominent activist Tarana Burke, founder of the original Me Too movement, tweeted, "Virginia Giuffre risked everything to protect others. She should have lived to see a world safer because of her. Rest easy, sister." Even institutions once criticized for ignoring survivors, like Buckingham Palace, issued a rare statement acknowledging her immense courage in speaking out. Legacy beyond headlines. Virginia's life and death are a stark reminder of how deep trauma can linger and how society must do more than just admire survivors from afar. Organizations she helped support, such as Child USA and Safe Horizon, credit her advocacy with bringing real change to how trafficking cases are prosecuted and survivors are treated. Virginia changed laws, she changed hearts, and she changed history, said Marcy Hamilton, CEO of Child USA. Her story continues to inspire documentaries, podcasts, and legislation aimed at protecting minors from exploitation. In the end, a warrior's goodbye. Virginia Giuffre's journey wasn't one of linear victory. It was messy, painful, and complicated, like most true stories of survival. She was a lighthouse in a stormy sea, guiding others even as her own soul fought to stay afloat. Her life was a testament to the strength it takes not just to survive, but to stand. And her final words ask us all to honor that fight. Please remember me for my strength, not my pain. Today, we do, and we always will.